Pokémon Scarlet and Violet may have just dropped something bigger than people think. So let's talk about it. Hey Charles, it's everyone. How are you today? If there is one thing I like more than skin-colored t-shirts, it's new Pokémon trailers that reveal interesting information about upcoming Pokémon games. And the Pokémon Scarlet and Violet trailer that just dropped has caused quite the kerfluffle, so I'm excited to break it down. Indeed, the Gym Leader reveal trailer first teased a few days ago with little more than a character silhouette and some backdrop art, has just gifted the Pokémon universe with its very own sparkly Gaogura-like diva. But from what I've seen thus far, whereas the general reaction among Japanese fans has been quite positive, half of the English-speaking fanbase has entered full wife took my beer money meltdown mode because a trailer marketed as a Gym Leader reveal trailer revealed a Gym Leader, not a Pokemon. And that's a shame because what was revealed was quality stuff, and the potential connections to existing lore are also very interesting. Not to mention that there may be more to Iono than meets the eye, so today's plan is to 1. Break down the trailer's character and location reveal because there's actually quite a bit to unpack, and 2. Pick up the trail to a potential pot of gold at the other end of the rainbow, the pot of gold being the reveal of a fun Scarlet and Violet secret, not an actual pot of gold. And with that said, kindly subscribe and let's bust out the juicy nuggets. To dive straight into the trailer contents, the trailer that just dropped was titled Guess Gym Leader Iono's Partner Pokemon on the Pokemon Asia English YouTube channel, or Who is Gym Leader Nanjamo's partner? Donna Monja TV on the official Japanese channel. Basically, the 3.5 minute long video is structured as a live stream delivered by a popular in-universe streamer, a fetching Teef girl who introduces herself as Nanjamo in Japanese, a name that seems to be derived from Nanja Monja, an expression that basically means "what's this?" but is also a nickname given to strange and or enormous trees growing in particular areas by their locals. That is to say that regarding its second meaning, it does not necessarily refer to a specific variety of plant. However, it is often used as a synonym for the Hitotsuba tago, otherwise known as the Chinese fringe tree or Chionanthus retusus, from which Nanjamo appears to have drawn her English name Iono. And I don't know, but Iono also sounds like I don't know, and is probably also a reference to ions, which makes sense given that Iono soon informs us that she is the electric type specialist gym leader of Levincia City in the Paldea region. Regarding the city, I've heard that Levincia sounds like Levin, an obsolete word for lightning, Levadura, the Spanish word for yeast, which I've probably mispronounced, and even a combination of Levante, the region running along the eastern coast of Spain, and Valencia, an autonomous community located within Levante. And given the real-world location of Levante and Valencia, I wonder if Levincia is similarly located on the eastern seaboard of Paldea. Moving forward, in Japanese, the city is called Hakko City, with Hakko sounding most obviously like Hakko, the Japanese word for luminescence, but also conjuring up images of some other less common to rare Japanese words related to light such as Hakko, Hakko, and Hakko. And Japanese is just packed with homonyms, so it could also be simultaneously referencing Hakko, fermentation, which would line up quite nicely with the food-related Japanese names of the other settlements we have learned about thus far, which include the likes of Table City and Bowl City. As for Iono herself, I have to say that design is pretty fire, or should I say, pretty electrifying. Firstly, Iono has a well-realized expressiveness to her character that makes her quite believable. Compared to the other broken husks of humans who have ambled into sight over the past few months, the color scheme is on point with subdued pastel pink and baby blue contrasted with vibrant purple eyes and big blaster yellow. Those teeth are cracking home runs across the otaku community. And those hairpins, are they really just hairpins? Yes, they are really just hairpins. Personally, I think that stylized anime-like character designs, such as those in Sword and Shield and Arceus Legends, are much better suited to the Pokemon universe than much of what we have seen in Scarlet and Violet thus far, as they are less uncanny, more inviting, and more befitting of the Pokemon universe, in my opinion, than the plasticky demon vessels running rampant in Paldea. The way they stare into your soul, it makes me uncomfortable. So Iono was a cold treat on a hot day. And to quote one Japanese netizen whose thoughts on the trailer speak to its value, this video exists solely to market the character. You can bet that when the Pokemon card is released, the prices are going to skyrocket. If Lily, Irida, and others have taught us anything about card simping, it is that this is absolutely going to be the case. But setting aside the more deep water waifu moe stuff, I think that the core appeal of Iono really is something to be excited about. about. Because, as this Japanese commenter suggests, it looks like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet finally has a human character who is actually marketable. Don't get me wrong, I do like a handful of the game's designs, but as someone who makes Pokemon videos on YouTube and who tends to focus more on the human side of the Pokemon universe rather than on the Pokemon themselves, trying to make an appealing thumbnail out of the expressionless zombies that have been doled out thus far has been a challenge to say the least. So at long last, there's at least a pinch of spice on the rack. But here's the thing, speaking specifically to the singularity of Iono's design, it actually is quite strange how different she is stylistically from the other characters revealed thus far. The character closest to her design-wise is probably Mela, but the jarring gap between Iono and characters like the protagonists, Nemona, and whoever on Wednesday that is, has gotten the Japanese fandom talking about whether or not she even exists in the same plane of reality as the other characters. In other words, is she really a human, or is she actually a VTuber who exists only within the digital world? The larger-than-life purple eyes, the teeth, the floating hairpins, the apparent ability to generate electricity, she hardly seems real, and probably isn't real, unless the game's character art direction has gone from simply inconsistent to totally off the rails, in a good way. This wouldn't exactly be a shocking revelation on its own, and I think that many people have already drawn the same conclusion, but it also begs a question that nags at another, more interesting secret. If Iono is indeed nothing more than a digital avatar, then who is the puppet master in the shadows? Actually, it is entirely possible that we already know the answer to that question. And while we're about to dip our feet into the waters of speculation, let's break down what's been observed. The idea of who exactly could be the not real person behind Iono, assuming that she is a VTuber avatar, took root when a Japanese Twitter person known as 8 tweeted the following: "I would be taken aback if the other face of Penny, who has been introduced as a shy girl who doesn't often attend school for certain reasons, turned out to be Iono. If she is a streamer, then that means she would be able to work from home. And moreover, her red and blue coloring are the same as the N pole and S pole of a coil system magnet. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a pretty convincing theory to me. Not only does the magnet motif connect Penny to both Iono's magnet head and electric type specialty, but if Penny is able to both VTube and conduct gym battles remotely via an online avatar, then she would also be able to live out her double life at the school as a supposed slacker without raising too many eyebrows. Having a wildly successful, bubbly alter ego would be the perfect secret for such a shy, taciturn girl, and I honestly suspect that 8 is right on the money with their theory. Of course, it is still possible that Iono is a flesh and blood character, or for all we know, her real-life counterpart may just be a big hairy man named Bubba lurking behind the shed at Levincia City Gym. That said, whatever the truth of Iono's identity may be, the teeth have landed and the teeth are good. But what do you think? Regarding the guess Iono's Pokemon aspect of the trailer, I know that many fans were disappointed that Iono only teased her Pokemon companion rather than actually revealing the brand new Pokemon at the end of the stream, but that reveal is scheduled for the next Donna Monja TV session, so there is more to look forward to in the near future. And for the record, the clues that Iono gave about her partner are as follows. It feels springy to the touch, it is not a Magnemite, and yes, she confirms that the ones on her head are merely hair ornaments. It has 2 humps that tend to be mistaken for eyeballs. It's an electric type, its body expands and contracts to generate electricity with its tummy, and it's super cute. Sounds like a brand new Paldean Pokemon to me, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of Pokemon it actually is. All in all, I personally enjoyed Iono's debut trailer quite a bit. It was cool to see a Scarlet and Violet video game character brought to life by a voice actor, even if this is only for promotional purposes. The games finally have a face with a bit of flair and character to work with, and although it is hard to say exactly how fleshed out Iono-chan will be in the final game, she looks to be a promising character, or perhaps character avatar, and I hope she has much more than a bit role to play. But how about you?